Hi everyone, VortexTCG here, and today I've got the second game of locals of myself playing Blue Flare, and my opponent on the right is going to be playing Beelstarmon, and they get off to a decent start going into, I believe this is the Porcumon, which allows them to have a blocker and then trash the top two cards, and also the Impmon in the back as well. So I've been given full memory, so I put him to 1 on this turn, so he doesn't have access to the Eismon scatter mode. We are still playing with the current list. We're not playing with just one Eismon scatter mode at the moment. We usually test around, but not in this case. So in this case, from the memory boost, I add the Metal Greymon here. Don't know why I'm having trouble forgetting that card, but I'm also going to add the Gaussmon also because I think my hand is pretty much all like level 4s and tamers, so just getting a level 3 just to provide some more aggression is going to be very nice. So he swings at security and hits a Metal Greymon. This is the new one, the EX4 one, which I'm happy to see get hit if I'm being perfectly honest, because well, hit in security, because this one is not as good. And it definitely won't be as good during this matchup because there aren't really any sources to strip. So they pass the turn by going into Matashida, which allows them to add back a Digimon or an option. In this case, they're going to add back the, I believe that is the Gabumon, which is going to be limited soon. So I go into the Gaussmon for this turn, and then it's just a case of what do I want to do now, because I can be aggressive if I want to. I do have the Metal Grey in hand and I can stun it. It's just a case of, do I want to start applying pressure now? And obviously if they're playing Beelstar, they're going to have a lot of removal in their security. That kind of just how it is. But I decide to be aggressive here, probably a little bit, in fact probably very greedy, just due to the fact that I don't have a tamer out. So if it does die through like an option card, it will end up not going into material save. So swing 2 times and I don't hit anything big here, which is huge for me to say the least. So he has Darkness Calling, which allows him to mill 3 as well. So I'm feeling okay, but unfortunately I don't really have any other options that I can do. He gets set to 3 anyways from his Matashida, which is quite annoying. And here I'm just considering, what should I do now? Because my opponent could just play some sort of well, aggression, some removal in the following turn, but I go into the Greymon, which will then give me 2 blue flares. And in this case, I'm thinking about it, and I think in this case I'm going to add the Metal Grey and the Kiriha, because the Kiriha is going to be very important because I need to get the tamer out as quickly as I can, essentially. And so that helps me if I can search it. So he goes to the Eismon scatter mode here for 2, gets to draw a card, and it's just a case of what does he want to do now? Is he going to remove it? Is he going to you know, be more aggressive? That is the case, because if he gives me a lot of memory, I could potentially just win on the following turn, just due to the fact that Blue Flare is a very aggressive deck, and he's already on free security, so I don't really have to make much of a decision here, because I already have 2 swings on the board. So if I'm able to, you know, maybe get another Grey, but he goes into an Impmon here, and not 100% sure how I feel about this. It does end up working out for him a little bit because I'm only at 1. I do have the memory boost in the back. Apologies for the glare. But yeah, so it's just a case of, can I finish the game this turn? And I'm pretty sure, well, at least I feel a little bit more confident in doing so, because I do have the Z Grey. I can unsuspend, I can do more swings. So I swing a security, get to, oh, I don't get to draw 1 because I don't have a tamer out. The Gaussmon dies, so I get to use the Gaussmon effect to play 1 out. In this case I'm going to play the Greymon to search the top 4, and in this case I am just going to get the Blazing and the Kiriha, the only 2 searches I could pick from there, so hey, we'll take them. And you know, we've got another body on board now for the Greymon. So my opponent is obviously having trouble setting up, to say the least. So yeah, definitely not great for my opponent here. And so it's just a case of, will this survive? Because if this survives, I feel pretty confident. He swings and it is a Defex. This is a proxy. You know, a bit weird, I know, but he swings. I swing again and it hits a fly bullet. He decides to delete the Greymon because obviously he would lose, if I do that. So I get to gain 2 memory and swing. Oh no, he gets the block. Apologies, he forgot about the block. So he blocks there, and it's just a case of, do I have enough resources to finish off the game? Because I do have the Metal Grey in hand. So can I do it? No, I don't think so. Unless I'm trolling. No, I'm not, because I don't have the male bird. So maybe I should have added the male bird instead. But hit a Saurai, so the Eismon doesn't die, but the sources get stripped. So all of his value is essentially gone, and he can't swing with the Impmon now. So it's just a case of, can he do anything to remove the board essentially? That could be a big thing that he could do, but I don't think he has enough memory to essentially get rid of everything that is in play. And even if I do have the Kiriha now, so I could potentially do a lot on the following turn anyways. So now I think he's just considering his option and he scoops up. We then get into game 2, and my opponent forces me to start off first, which I think is quite interesting. I think he's hoping for a lot of memory on his turn, and he does get it because I play Kiriha, which gives him 4 memory. So he draws for turn, and it's just a consideration of what direction he wants to go in. But I think he was saying that this hand wasn't good, and now that I'm looking at it, I would have to agree. So there's not really much he can do here. He really needs to get some sort of rookie or some sort of draw going. So he plays Rivals Barrage for the full cost, just so he can get a option card in the trash. Because, well, turns out you need cards in the trash. So I promote here, and I'm thinking about potentially playing a guy out here maybe. But I think just so I can get the extra draw from Gauss, but I don't have any choice, so I swing and draw a card, and it is a missed memory boost, so it actually survives, which is quite surprising, if I'm being perfectly honest. So I go Blazing, allows me to search the top 6 cards. Do I hit a Tamer? I do not hit a Tamer, but hey, is what it is. So at this point, I'm just thinking about what I want to add. Important, because I think my hand was like lacking, I believe, a Greymon, I believe. So yeah, because it has the metal grey. So I add the Blazing here, and I add the Greymon here because, well, I'm considering it, but that is the right choice, because essentially I need to get aggression going, especially as he has a pretty open board. And then I go Gaussmon, allows me to draw a card, and I believe it was a Tamer, which is quite funny in the whole grand scheme of things. You reveal 6, and the one that you miss is the Tamer, so lucky me, I guess. So he goes into Impmon, draws a card, so he's got that rookie, but he also had the Gabumon in hand, so maybe he just forgot to go into the rookie. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe you got it from the Mist. Oh no, I swung with the Mist. So here he's just asking, what does it do essentially? And I'm like, it draws a card sometimes essentially, but I think his hand is not helping him in this situation, so he ends up, I believe, just going into a level 3 to pass the turn, and then I go to 3 as well. So it's just a case of what can I do? And yeah, so here I don't think I have a rookie in my hand, so it's just a case of time to be aggressive, because I might as well take advantage of the fact that my opponent's had a slow start to the game. No Impmon turn 1, and playing out Gabu is probably not a great situation for my opponent to be in. So I think I'm just thinking about the order, because potentially I could do quite a bit here in my opinion. So I go into the Metal Grey here for a cost of 3, which allows me to stun the Gabumon out, so he's not that aggressive, and hopefully he doesn't have the Eismon Scatter Mode also, because that would be problematic. So I also get to draw one from the Gaussmon, which is very, very nice. Gaussmon is really, really good in this deck. Just getting the additional draws in sometimes is very, very nice. So I swing its 2 checks, but I don't think it has jamming, so it can die, and luckily for me, it doesn't die, so lucky me. So I swing at security again, get to draw a card, and in this case is a missed memory boost. So my opponent getting all the memory boosts in the world here. So at this point, it's just a case of how do I want to pass, and I just pass by playing Ice Wall. So my opponent's got a bit of a wall to climb, to say the least. He promotes the Impmon. It can swing, so he can get some cards going there, but he does pass turn if that is what happens. So I think in this case he's going to be playing the Proxy Defx, which will definitely clear the board here. And it's actually pretty bad for the Metal Grey, because the Metal Grey unfortunately has the Grey mod that only has Security Attack +1. So yeah, not great. So he just plays the Defx mod, de-digivolving everything and deleting everything level 4 or less. So in this case, I will, yeah, everything gets deleted. Unfortunate, but hopefully I'm able to win it on the following turn. I think he's just checking card text. But yeah, goes to my turn, and I think at this point I feel pretty confident, I would say, maybe. We'll see. Really depends, I believe, on search. So everything is not stunned anymore. So, because I don't have it actually. So I swing into security, draw a card, hits a Beelstarmon there, which allows me to then play at level 4, and in this case I'll play the Greymon, and then I get the Male Birdramon here, which essentially just closes the game out because he doesn't have a blocker, and so I add it, and then add the other one, why not, and then it's just a case of going into the Digicross Metal Grey, and then swinging for game. So we're going to do that now, hopefully. Don't misplay. No, obviously I don't think I'm going to misplay here, so I'm going to go into the Metal Grey here. It would strip some sources, but then swing for game.